Hello.
Good morning. This is a good Friday morning from the town of Pontiac, Illinois, where we are going to be checking out of the hotel in a few minutes and going around the block to the Pontiac Route 66 Hall of Fame. And there they have the Bob Waldmeyer's van. Back in the day, Bob Waldmeyer was this artist who drove up and down Route 66, was like an early van life person, literally, not like they do it today. And he was an artist who would go up and down 66 and draw and paint things that he saw. And he was famous along the 66 culture. So we're going to drop in there and see his van and, pay our respects. After that, we're heading down south and west on 66. Finally going to get to see the Giants Museum in Atlanta. Couldn't get there for the grand opening 2 years ago, but I'm finally going to get to see it. And then we're just going to continue on our merry way and stop whatever interests us.
Okay, sounds great.
This is our weather safety PSA for people who might not be familiar with driving down 66. When you get across the middle of the country in the summer, your heat, your humidity, your stuff coming in from the West Coast and Gulf Stream can change and do things pretty dramatically that you might not be used to where you live. So your best friend on this sojourn is AccuWeather in the morning before you leave the hotel. Keep your phone standing by. Check in with the Ryan Hall Weather Channel. He's not going to really be into specifics, but he'll give you a big picture so you know what's out there. Like this afternoon, we know that there's information out there about severe thunderstorms, hail, maybe baseball size. And you look at the AccuWeather maps, and that's going to be to the pretty north and west of us. So we don't think it's going to be a significant issue for us where we are today, but it's out there, and you never know what might change between now and 3 in the afternoon. So just kind of have it in the back of your mind what's out there, and check back and get some updates. Welcome to the Route 66 Hall of Fame, Pontiac, Michigan. So let's go see what's in there. 66 Museum has got lots of displays of different memorabilia, including something from the Save the Gemini Giant campaign. Just tons of things that you can just wander through. Lots of great memorabilia here. And this is the immortal Bob Waldmeyer's van. Some newspaper stories and pictures of him. And here's Lynn looking into the van. Not sure if this trip is going to make a van life aficionado out of her or not. But you never know. And from what I understand, this is preserved how he actually kept it. So it is just a tribute to the man, the people who had the courage to live life his way on his terms. There's stuff on every corner of this museum. It's small, but it is densely packed. Tapestries, some barbecue signs, some Phillips 66 memorabilia, and an old, well actually a newer by comparison to some of the ones in this place, Phillips 66 pump, starting to resemble modern ones. One of the things you'll see a lot of on 66, may get your interest if you're a car guy, is gas pumps over the years. Here, like the really old ones. And there's one either sides of Bob's van here in the museum. And here's another gas pump, a little more modern than the first. And you'll just see lots of these all along 66. Kind of interesting how they evolved over the years too. Lynn just spotted this display. So this is some stuff from like the launching pad in Wilmington and the prison. But there is an actual ball and chain that she spotted from across the museum. But you know what they say, like attracts like, right? I'm going to pay for that later. For those of my era who remembers these things, and to show this modern generation that there was life before there was Google Maps, these are the real road maps that they used to give out in gas stations. Now the trick was, number one, you had to know how to read a map. Number two, you had to be able to figure out how to refold the map so that it doesn't get all ripped up and you can use it again the next day. Lynn has a discovery here at the museum, and just in case you thought I was showing you ancient history in a display case, go ahead, Lynn, what do you got there?
It is called a map. To anybody of the generation millennial or alpha, you probably don't know what
show them how to use. Show them how to use it.
You unfold it.
Wow, is there like a course on YouTube or an instructional video you can watch on how to do that?
I would not doubt it, but we know how to refold our map.
That is one of the signs that I had mentioned earlier in Illinois, where you see the alignment. So this is Route 66 as it was running from 1926 to 1930. And 1930, they changed how Route 66 was routed through this town. Interesting footnote.
There.
This is Route 66. Once you get out of the towns and all the little stops along the way, you will have a lot of stretches that look like this. Think of, this is all you've got to drive on across the United States from Chicago to California back in the 1920s. You know, no GPS, no car phones, you know, don't know what I guess they had road maps back then, but you know, how far to the next gas station and all that stuff. So this is pretty much it, and loading all the stuff into the car and heading off for a new life in California had to be a true act of faith.
These are windmill blades. You don't realize how huge they are until you see them up close. Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the parts that is really a stark contrast on 66. So we're on 66 doing about 45, 50 miles an hour, and they laid the new superhighway that bypassed 56 right alongside of it. And to me, it is the epitome of what Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy was talking about when he said, look at all them people going from someplace stupid to someplace even stupider. Just drive along this, you know, sterile superhighway and, you know, miss everything along the way. It's not about the trip, it's just about the destination. I like things the way they are here on 66 a whole lot better. Okay, there they are.
Mm-hmm.
Some more Burma shave signs. And that's one of the weird things, is you're driving down 66 and all of a sudden you just notice them to the side of the road, you know, out of nowhere. Burma shave signs.
And there's Tawanda.
The run of Burma shave signs.
If you
Just like big traffic fines, slow down till you can read these signs. Burma shave. This is all new housing that they have built along historic Route 66 in Tawanda. I am really surprised. I mean, it'd be cool to live along 66, but not in something that was thrown up 2 years ago, you know? This is like an area where you buy an old house and you spend a couple of years fixing it up. But so again, this section that we are on is the alignment of Route 66 from 1926 to 1940. At a place called Funk's Grove, Illinois, which according to the sign is the midpoint of Route 66 in Illinois. This is a maple syrup place, and we're gonna go see what they've got. I've heard about this location on a van life video somebody made a couple of years ago, and they really liked it, so let's go see. So Funk's Grove maple syrup is the real deal here. Even to the point of it's spelled with an I, and there's a very good reason for it. And they do everything here. They tap the trees and boil it down and make the product. So that was Funk's Grove Maples Syrup in Illinois, in Funk's Grove, Illinois. Once you take a taste of real maple syrup, it's like we tap the tree, we boil it, we bottle it.
Yum.
It is very different than what you buy in the store, and it is so worth it. Real maple syrup. But it's a beautiful little shop, and the people are really nice, knowledgeable, and will tell you anything you want to know about maple syrup. So we are on our way now to Atlanta, Illinois, and the American Giants Museum. So stay tuned for the next adventure. We have reached the American Giants Museum in Atlanta, Illinois. And of course, with my luck, it is closed today for some reason. Oh well, they have done quite a lot with this place. The last time I was in Atlanta, I just found out they had the building and they were going to start doing renovations to make the museum. So they have got a few, and there's still a lot to see, even though the building is closed and you won't be able to see the stuff they have on the inside. But, you know, that's life on the road, you know, Route 66, Americana. It's not a 9-to-5 kind of place. Let me get another shot of the Giants Museum. Like I said, it might be open when we come back. We'll just roll up our sleeves and take our chances and keep on going. So I got to see it. I've been here, and I got to see the ones outside and all the stuff they've done, and I did look through the windows. And of course the Bunyan Giant with Lynn, because Lynn likes big guys. Of course, she's going to give me a run for my money. And right next to the Paul Bunyan Giant is the Atlanta Route 66 Park. And it is beautiful in here. Little sanctuary. Remembering the people who helped to get this going. And yep. And a public school stone from 1870. And a placard commemorating the first African Americans in Atlanta. And a mural. And so this is a field marker stone. You know, this is what they would put in farmers' fields to mark property lines. I'm sure if you go around to some of the farms out here, they're still there. There's another example of how detailed the Route 66 markings are in Illinois. So this is showing the two different alignments from 26 to 30 and from 30 to 40. So don't quite know the details of all the different alignments, but it will tell you. Continuing on our journey and embracing what the road brings us. You see a place that looks interesting and we're hungry, so we're gonna stop in the Fairlane Diner and see what the food's like. Okay, the Lincoln Diner really looks like we hit the jackpot for Route 66 type stuff. So the food is as good as the decor. This will be wonderful. So Lynn is having the steak quesadilla, and it looks pretty good. And me, I am sticking to my roots and having a good old patty melt. This looks like it's going to be good. So the Fairlane Diner right outside of Springfield, Illinois gets the official Glenn and Lynn 2 thumbs up. Worth a stop on Route 66. We are coming up to Lincoln's tomb in Springfield, Illinois. It is in the Oak Ridge Cemetery. Okay, we are now at Lincoln's tomb in Springfield, Illinois. A lot of people don't know this place exists, so I'll give you a good look at it. We are actually at the base of the hill where Lincoln's tomb is. However, something that's a little off the beaten track is you have the vault that held Lincoln's remains while the main tomb was being built upstairs. It is locked, and it's just a little vault in here. Nothing spectacular, nothing fancy, but with some pretty substantial locking mechanisms to safeguard Lincoln's remains. Okay, panning over to look at the Lincoln tomb. It's quite a majestic structure. On one side of the tomb is his wife and his family members. Okay. And on the other side is Lincoln. Lincoln's remains are here. And as we come around the other side, there is one more family member. On this side, Robert Todd Lincoln. And as we exit at the other side, again, the corridor comes around. And there are many, well, not many, but there are more statues. And on the exit side is another very simple but elegant marble passageway. Let me get a good shot of this. This is a replica of the Lincoln statue that's at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and it adorns the foyer of his tomb here in Springfield. See if I can get some close-ups. The statue work on the outside of the tomb is very magnificent. Definitely worth the stop to see it. Hello.
Hi.
So we are holed up in a motel in Springfield, Illinois this evening. Had a very busy day. Got to see the original van that Bob Widmer used to run up and down Route 66. Got to finally get into that maple syrup place. I was closed last time I was here. So it's been a busy day. The one thing that we have warned you about, which is be wary of places undergoing renovation. So there was a weird street work going on, and instead of just having a curb and a step down, there was some bricks placed next to it, and it was kind of hard to see because everything blended. It was morning, and when Lynn stepped down, the lower bricks rolled, and she had a spill.
So did my ankle.
And so she's a little sore.
Yeah.
And so we're probably just gonna hang out here and take a little time and rest up, and probably gonna just take a day off tomorrow. But if we do, we'll drop a quick note to let y'all know. So we had a otherwise great day. Found a great place to have lunch. The Fairlane Diner. And the really bad thing about these places is you find them and you order something and it's really good, and then you look at the rest of the menu and just think, I'm never going to have a chance to try any of that other stuff see if it's good too. So we're gonna do an early night and probably just have a down day tomorrow, catch up on some laundry, do some things, and then head out on Sunday nice and fresh. So we'll just kind of play it by ear, see how it goes, and also that there's severe weather, that it's going to be hooking around tomorrow, so it seemed just like a good idea. Cast the deciding vote. So y'all take care, have a great weekend wherever you are, and we will be in touch.
See you later.
Bye.